Guys, well, we just got to the field. We're in the field today. We're actually going to be spreading some manure. Got the tractor started up. They're warming up, as you can probably hear. Got a pretty good pile of manure going, and my dad is continuing to haul it. So we're going to spread it on. It's like 9 acres. This piece is 5, and then there's another one on that other side of that tree line that's 4. So we're gonna get some manure spread on this field. You can kind of see right there. Well, there was a pile right there. So you can kind of see out there where I started. This, I didn't do this edge yet. That was done, and you can kind of see the difference over there as well. So, yep, we're gonna get into her and get spreading some manure. Well, we got the tires off the front of the 1466. They were junk. We had one start going down during harvest. We had to pump it up, and then while it was sitting over by the barn, both of them went flat. I said, we're not going to mess with it. We kind of knew they weren't great, so we pulled them off, and we got new ones. So went to the tire shop and got our new tires. I don't know if you noticed or not, there's 4 back there and not just 2. So while we were spreading manure, all of a sudden I'm like, what in the world, this tractor's steering weird, and I noticed I blew one of the front tires on it. So I get to go to the tire shop and buy 4 of these new tires. So yeah, the fun day got made funner. But anyways, the good thing is both those tractors will have new tires on the front. So you know, nothing 2,000 bucks couldn't fix. But anyways, so we're gonna get them put on, so this thing will be ready to go now to get them out of the back of the truck. Well, they're out of the truck. Just got to get them on now. And they're on. Well, we're back to the 5610. Gonna get the tires put back on it. So, on the back of the truck. Well, they're out of the truck. The first one's on. And the second one's on. All right, so just got the tires back on the 5610. Whew, a little chilly this morning. So we'll wait till, we're gonna wait till we get some more nice weather. Got plenty more manure to spread. Have spread most of this lower piece. We still got a little bit right here, a little bit over there, and then we got the top field. So once we get some more nice weather, we'll continue spreading it and get it all spread. So this I actually put cover crop on, and it didn't get very tall, but it definitely grew in a little. Well, my camera died again. It was at 30 or 40%, and it died. So apparently my battery is not great. There's something wrong with it. So I probably will have to get another one. Anyways, I was talking about cover crops. It's on, the cover crop is in the field that we're spreading manure on. And it's kind of interesting. That is one of the couple fields that I've been trying to no-till. This will be the 4th year. Oh, you knucklehead. Wow. Stupid road's closed and I forgot. Anyways, there's a trash
the idea of no-till because then you can get in and put cover crops in. And I really would like to get cover crops in because it, again, it helps break up the soil, the roots. You let the roots do the tilling for you, and then you can also build the microbiology in the soil, and it's also fertilizer that's being put back into the soil. Also, most cover crops are a lot easier to kill than most weeds. Most weeds kill very hard, whether you're using spray or some other method of weed control. So my goal is to be able to put a lot more cover crops in the future. The biggest problem with going to no-till is it's almost impossible to plant 15-inch beans into standing corn stalks. You have a 30-inch row here, a 30-inch row here. If you're doing, and this is not obviously 30 inches, it's representing 30 inches. If you were planting 30-inch beans, you would just run the planter with the row on 30-inch centers of beans right between the two corn stalk rows. Well, if you're planting 15-inch beans, then you got to try to squeeze the planter just inside of those two existing corn stalk rows from the year before. And if you get off at all, and I don't have GPS, so that is a big part of it. If you get off at all and get into that standing corn stalk row, wow, it is very windy. We've actually had a lot of wind in the last couple of days. Took down a bunch of trees, a bunch of telephone poles that broke off. That's why I couldn't go down that road. And yeah, just took a ton of branches down in our drive and stuff. If you get off the row and into that corn stalk, it will it's pretty much not going to plant. If you had a very, very well set up planter with good row cleaners, good openers, good closing wheels, everything perfect, and had perfect conditions, your row cleaners might be able to push that trash out of the way, and it might be able to break the ground up enough right where that corn stalk was to plant it. But there's a very low chance of that. So what a lot of guys are going to, especially guys that were no-tillers, is they're going to running VT tools, or vertical till tools. So what that does is you till 2 inches deep, and it's actually a lot harder to accomplish that than you would think, and especially when you're trying to pull 20, 25, 30, 35, or even 40-foot tillage implements. They got them up to even 40 foot around us. I run about 24, 25 foot. But anyways, when you're trying to run something, especially it's that wide, it's very hard to get it level and even to till 2 inches all the way across the board. They have a lot of things that they're doing to make it a lot easier, but it is still can be difficult. But anyways, the reason why you only want to till 2 inches deep is because when you till ground, oh wow, yeah, threw a bunch more tree branches around. Anyways, when you till ground, you kind of fluff it up or open it up, and it's very, very porous. So let's say conventionally you would either disc 4 or 5 inches deep, or you chisel 6 or 8 inches deep, or you'd moldboard plow 6 or 8 inches deep. That soil is very porous. So when you plant your seed, however deep you plant it, 2 inches, 2.5, whatever, when the plant starts, it's able to grow very large roots and roots very quickly. The problem lies in when it gets down to that soil that has not been tilled. It cannot, most of the time, it cannot penetrate that soil because it's a much tighter soil. So the whole thing with no-till is when you plant that soil into soil that's not been tilled, the roots that grow off of that seed to start are much smaller, finer, and even kind of stronger roots. And so they're able to penetrate and push through that soil because they're smaller to begin with, and they can penetrate and go very, very deep. And then that is in a way that's part of your tillage. So they have gone to where you have vertical till tools, and they're only wanting you to till 2 inches. That way, where you place that seed, you're able to have a very good seed bed, and seed to soil contact, but those roots, right when they're formed, they can start those finer, smaller roots that can penetrate and go deep into the ground. So I will probably steer that way. I'll probably steer with no tilling, but maybe trying to like vertical till and till very, very shallow, just so you can get that good seed bed, but also, you know, be able to have your roots penetrate the ground. If I was to go full no-till, I would probably most likely just do 30-inch beans. And as of right now, I've just done 15-inch beans. I'm gonna do some trials with some 30-inch beans, and maybe that would be the way ahead. I know several guys who do corn and bean rotations, no-till, and they just do 30-inch rows. It just would be more management. But when you get the cover crops in, which when you're no-tilling you can, it does make the management a little easier. You know, your cover crops are easier to kill. From my experience with the small level of cover crops I've done, I go and I spray them, and it dies and it mats right down, and it actually helps hold the weeds back very, very well. Just rather than just having soil with, you know, some grass and some weeds coming and you spray it. There are guys who are going away from even trying to like spray or chemicals. So they go in, they no-till into a standing crop, and they have planted a specific crop that they know they can go through. So they'll plant, wait a couple days, let the seeds start to get established, to go through, roll this crop, and as the crop goes down, dies, it kind of mats into the ground. As your crop, either your corn or beans or whatever, is poking through, and then that kind of mats down and it kind of holds the weeds at bay, and that there's a lot of guys who've been very successful with that, and maybe in the future I'll try something with that as well. But anyways, all that to say, I really would like to try to get to using cover crops. I think there's a lot of benefit to it. And then also I'm gonna probably head more no-till or like vertical tillage. Right now I just have a disc and baskets and a set of rolling baskets behind it, a disc and a set of rolling baskets behind it, and I'm hoping to get a vertical till tool in the near future. So we'll see. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. It's very interesting to me. Hopefully you guys thought it was interesting as well, was able to gather something from it too. And yeah, that's all I have for today, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Until next time.